hear me? Hello. Right, so I just wanted to say, first of all, thanks to Kelly J for coming to Colchester and for the opportunity to speak. Women here are free to say whatever they want to say. Nobody's vetted what I'm about to say. I'm not speaking on behalf of any organisation, just myself, okay? And most importantly, I'm not getting paid to speak here. So when you hear voices in this debate, pay attention to who's being paid and who isn't. That's really important, okay? Before I start, I just wanted to mention some of the smears that circulated on social media ahead of this event by local charities, and I use the word charitably, Mercury Theatre, Outhouse, Colchester Arts Centre, all of them telling people that we are a danger to the LGBT community. I think some of the lesbian and bisexual women here would beg to differ, okay? Okay, they're telling people that we are spreading hate, that if you feel unsafe here to call 999 and go to a safe space, there's a list of them in Colchester that you can go to, okay? This behaviour from the local charities is at best dishonest and irresponsible, and at worst malicious and dangerous, okay? And you all know this, I've spoken to you about it before. You all know that Kelly J gets death threats, okay? And when Kelly J is gone tomorrow, people like me still have to live here, okay? So that kind of rhetoric is designed to shut us up, keep us on our knees. Well, it won't work, okay? And guess what? My children saw those posts on social media. They saw what you said about us, and now they're afraid for my safety. Okay, a lot of the women come to these events to bring attention to stuff long before it makes the headlines. The Tavistock scandal, puberty blockers. Okay, just this week the NHS said no, there's not the safety data. We're not going to prescribe puberty blockers to children anymore. If you follow this stuff, yes. If you follow this stuff like I do, you'll know that week in, week out, there are new studies showing that they're not safe, okay? They don't do what they're supposed to do. Wouldn't you think an organisation, an LGBTQ organisation like the Outhouse down the road down there that purports to support these young people, wouldn't you think every single study that comes out will be all over their website? If you want to find out about this stuff, you're worried about it, you want to find out some information, you go there. Well, go and have a look on the Outhouse website. See if you see anything. There's one reference to puberty blockers on there, and it says they're reversible. The NHS website has not said that for years, okay? So, anyway, I didn't want to talk about all that today. Okay, I came here to talk about something else. I wanted to talk to you about something that happened in a local school. Okay, I'm not going to name the school because there's a criminal investigation ongoing, but a school not very far from here, a boy was arrested and bailed last year on account of multiple rapes in the gender-neutral toilets of the local school. So that's multiple incidents and multiple victims. This was not a one-off, okay, in those gender-neutral toilets. This made the headlines. This was all over the BBC and the national newspapers, okay? And it turned out this school had not done any consultation with parents before they put these toilets in, any consultation with students. They hadn't done an equality impact assessment. They hadn't done a safeguarding assessment. They hadn't taken legal advice. There was no written policy, okay? And these are things that would have been done routinely a few years ago, okay? What they did say was they had invited in a local charity, Outhouse, to train the staff and the students. Okay? Sorry, I'm just going to go on. I lost my place there. Okay, so, I've gone on a bit there. I don't want to miss any bits because this is important. Okay, so the person who went into the school to train them claims, as far as I know still claims, but was certainly claiming months after this hit the headlines, that gender-neutral toilets are the best for everybody, and there is no risk to gender-neutral toilets, okay? That person can't possibly not know what happened in a local school. This story didn't only go national, it went global. J.K. Rowling, the author, posted about it on social media, shared it with her 14 million followers, and this is what she said. I'm going to quote here, so if you just bear with me. She said, "This was entirely foreseeable and preventable. A Sunday Times investigation in 2018 found 88% of sexual offences committed in changing rooms and public bathrooms take place in those that are unisex." Okay? So contrast this with what one of our local councillors said. This is Councillor Mark Corey. He's not only on our city council, he's on our county council that looks after schools. He's on the NHS commissioning board. He's also, ladies and gentlemen, a school teacher. Okay? So when my friend Robbie, wherever you are, Robbie, went into the council, okay, and asked why the council is still giving Outhouse money, even though they had almost £1 million of public money in their reserves at that time, this is what he said about these incidents. So first of all, he speculated, and I will post this on Kelly J's page afterwards. I'll post you the video of it. So first of all, he speculates that the rapists might be struggling with their identity and be traumatised, and that's why they raped, okay? He then went on, this is all true, he then went on to say the problem isn't gender-neutral toilets, it's consent. We just need to speak to the boys about consent, okay? As if, you know, whenever has knowing about consent ever stopped any boy or man raping anyone. And does he not know how many boys are already accessing violent porn before they even get to secondary school, okay? So, you know, although he's got every sympathy for his imaginary trans rapist, and the boy wasn't trans, by the way, okay, not once does he mention the victims, not once does he mention those girls, and not once does he mention the fact that gender-neutral toilets remove the most basic safeguard that you can possibly have for girls in schools, okay? Now, we don't know how common these attacks are. This stuff leaked out, okay? And even a lot of the parents at that school don't even know that it happened in that school, okay? So, you know, and the issue is not only just about safety as well, it's privacy and dignity. Girls at that school are now, to avoid more incidents, are having to queue for the whole lunch hours, even when they've leaked blood through the clothes to go to the toilet, okay? So how is this happening, right? How have we gone in a few short years from having separate toilets everywhere to having 28% of schools that offer only mixed toilets, even though the law says that they have to provide girls and boys toilets? Why are the decision makers no longer making their decisions based on keeping children safe? Why are they not using evidence? And why are they not using the law? Well, the answer is because well-funded pressure groups like Outhouse are telling them they've got to be focusing on prioritising certain groups over others. But equality law doesn't prioritise one group over the other. It's about protecting everyone. And these paid lobbyists have got privileged access to our schools in a way that parents don't have. We haven't got that say to influence policy in our schools. I'll leave you with one final thought, okay? A parent at that school told me that girls there are more afraid of being called transphobic than they are of being raped at that school. And that is how effective Outhouse and other organisations like them are at the job they are paid with public money to do. Okay, thanks for listening. Sorry, I'll switch out with you. Bye.